Welcome to Nha Trang. It's been over 20 years since I was last here. Like most everywhere else, it's changed a lot. Nha Trang, and for the most part, all of Vietnam was not the same tourist and expat destination that it is today. We're spending the next few days just chilling and eating our way through Nha Trang. We're staying at the Intercontinental Hotel. It's a very convenient location. There are many places to eat and shop within 20 minutes from the hotel. Grab, which is their version of Uber or Lyft here in the US, is also readily available. I'm going to go find a place to hang out and have a beer before going to dinner. We decided to have seafood for dinner tonight. We had a place in mind, but the Grab driver recommended we come here. I'm not sure what the name of this place is. I'll have to look into that. I don't know for sure, but I'm fairly certain the Grab driver is connected or maybe gets a kickback from this restaurant. And typical of many seafood restaurants in Vietnam, this place has all the live tanks and there's a good assortment of live shellfish. I keep wanting to say shellfish, but shellfish, clams, and fish. I'm going to have the experts pick out the food for tonight. Thinking about Grab, you need to have some patience. It's not uncommon to have the Grab drivers cancel or make you wait before picking you up. They do this in hopes of getting a better fare. It doesn't happen all the time, but it's not uncommon. We got canceled on by the first driver, and the second driver, we could see him just sitting there, and he made us wait about 15 minutes before he came to pick us up. I found out the name of this place. So, Haisan means seafood, and Bokeh 79 is the name of this restaurant. So the name is Bokeh 79. And Zamkon is the name of the area. I'll put a link to this and all the other places we eat at in the description box below. Okay, so what kind of clam is this?
I don't know. Clam with some young guy.
This is clam with some young guy, I guess. At least that's what Dino says. No wonder he likes it so much. How's that clam with some young guy, Dino?
Wow.
Wow? It's a young guy.
Very good. I mean, it's well cooked.
This thing looks pretty good.
It's cooked.
And Chef Dino says it's cooked very well. So this is cooked with like a butter and a garlic type of sauce. These are called blood cockle clams, very popular in Southeast Asia. Generally, they are lightly grilled or quickly blanched to where the clams are not quite fully cooked. However, we being cautious ask to have the clams grilled longer than usual. This is a lime chili sauce and is great for seafood. And of course, salt and pepper lime for dipping. So there's a trick to opening it. And actually, if you're grilled right, it opens pretty easy, but they don't open up on their own. And that other half contains the blood, or what they consider blood. And you can eat that or not, but a little bit of dipping sauce and you're golden. The way to open these clams, if you don't have a tool to open them, is to use your fingernails. See how the shells have grooves, and the grooves from one side do not line up with the grooves on the other side? So catch a nub with your fingernail on one side, and with your other hand get on a groove on the opposing side, and it will easily open. Normally, these are lightly grilled or quickly blanched. However, because of the toxins these may contain, I suggest having the restaurant fully cook these for you. There is a reason you don't find this in the US. Oh, there you go. Shrimp on the grill. Oh, it looks really well charred. Oh my god, I can't wait to try some of that. Here is half of our lobster cooked in a butter garlic sauce, similar to the clams we had earlier, and not the blood clams, along with green onions, ginger, cilantro, sweet red peppers, and some white onions. We had them pan fry the other half of the lobster. I'm not sure what they did, but it came out with a caramelized coating, but not sticky, and maintained a really nice texture with a very slightly briny flavor. This grouper was steamed in a soy-based sauce and smothered with green onions, cilantro, ginger, and carrots, all topped with clear glass noodles. It is finished at the table on a burner serving platter. I'm not sure how we're gonna eat anymore, but they're gonna make congee out of the head and tail of this fish. Oh my god, that was a good meal. That was awesome. The lobster was amazing. What I didn't get a shot of was a congee that we had. Because they used the fish head and the fish tail as to make the congee, along with throwing some mung beans in it, which is a little different, but it was really good. It had a great flavor to it. Good place. I would recommend this place. I would come back here again and eat there, but there's so many other places to try, so probably not on this trip. All right, we're gonna head back to the hotel and call it a night, call it an early night. Tomorrow morning, 5 a.m., we're gonna go hit the fish market, and just to check it out, the fish auctions, the fishermen selling the fish to the local vendors. Okay, so I lied. We talked ourselves into checking out the Skylight Bar nightclub. It's a rooftop setting with the best views in Nha Trang. Let's check it out. You get a beautiful view of Nha Trang at night from up here. Way off in the distance, you can see the Ferris wheel on Vinpearl Island. There is an amusement park and resort there. I'll have to put that place on my itinerary on my next trip out here. One level down from the upper viewing deck is the nightclub. I hope our better judgment tells us not to go check it out. I get a feeling we're gonna ignore that part and go down there anyway. No big surprise, we talked ourselves into having a drink and hanging out for a minute. Yeah, they even sat us up in one of the VIP areas. I'm gonna have to turn down the background and use a sound clip when I edit this to avoid getting a copyright strike.
Everybody show me your hands, never sing this one! Quiet, we're gonna make some noise together! I wanna hear you say a whoa, whoa!
That was a little unexpected. Nothing says goodnight like a cold beer and the sound of waves crashing on the beach. We had planned to go to Gang Vin Lung, and I probably butchered the name on that, fish market, and somehow ended up here, and I don't know where here is. But since we're here, we're gonna just stick around here for a little bit because it's just gonna be too late by the time we get to where we wanted to go. This place is more like a small, fresh catch market than a seafood wholesale wet market. They bring their catch off of the larger boats and just sell it right off the street. These little round boats used for fishing and transferring the catch from the bigger boats are called twin tongue, and I'm probably mispronounced that one too. I've seen some of these that were made out of woven bamboo and coated with epoxy. They look really cool, but most are made out of fiberglass. They have no rudder, and I'm sure there's a technique you need to use to row the boat straight. Now, some I've seen outfitted with small gas engines and long propeller shafts, similar to what you would see on the long-tail boats in Thailand. You may not look it, but these boats are actually pretty stable and can handle the surf. Nem Dang Van Quin. Well, no big surprise, I probably butchered the name of that one. That is where we're having lunch today. It's a popular Nem restaurant. This whole street is mostly Nem restaurants. So Nem is basically ground pork, either fermented, called Nem Chua, or grilled, called Nem Nung. So Nem Chua is a little more on the sour side, and Nem Nung is a little more on the salty and sweet side. Either way, Nem is one of my favorite Vietnamese foods. It's 10:30 and there's a line to get in, plus several Grab drivers waiting to pick up orders. There are 3 floors and this place is packed. The Nem Nung comes with cucumber slices, mango slices, leafy greens, pickled carrots, ram, which is a fried egg roll wrapper, and banchan, which is a rice paper wrapper. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of everything and we're going to roll it up and wrap it with the banchan.
We're gonna watch Denise show us how to wrap. A little bit of lettuce, get some rice paper, some chiso, throw in some of the greens, whatever you want. Oops. Piece of nem, a little bit of ram, cucumber, mango, and expertly roll it tight. Perfect, right? Uh-oh, put in some of the pickled carrots. Yeah, now expertly roll it tightly and dip and eat. Pretty simple.
We didn't order this, but it's not uncommon for restaurants to place a tray with wrapped food items on your table. You only pay for what you eat. Even the wet wipes aren't free. And really, the wet wipes are only like less than 10 cents a piece. This is nem chua. It's fermented ground pork with a piece of garlic and chili pepper. This is jalua. It's mashed up pork and steamed or boiled. It's basically like Vietnamese ham. The nem chua has a firm texture and a pinkish color. It's tangy and on the sour side, much like the Thai sour sausage. The jalua has a smooth texture and may have a slight greenish tint from the banana leaves. It's seasoned with fish sauce, patis, pepper, and garlic. Both make great appetizers, side dish, snack, and goes very well with beer. The jayo, or deep fried egg rolls, can also be wrapped like the nem nung, or they can just be eaten just the way they are.
Oh my God, that was good. I'm stuffed. That was really, really good food. And it's a big shop. The one thing I didn't like was the jayo. I didn't quite like that one. I mean, the taste was good, but it was really oily and really greasy. So it was, like when you took a bite of it, it felt like oil was squirting out at you, but everything else was amazingly great. Well, we're gonna take a stroll, take a little walk down to a market, and just kind of check things out around here. Quick stop at a temple, make an offering. So Long Ong Nam Hai, that's the place you pray for the people to go fishing, or people that go fishing for a safe return. Another Nem restaurant. These guys look like they're about to fire up the grill. So this is pretty typical of a lot of the restaurants where, they have a facility, but all the cooking's done outside over like either like gas or coals. So the main course preparation is done inside. The cooking's done outside, like pretty much every country, and Nha Trang is no different. You have people with their own problems. And this lady here is trying to survive and raise her 2-month-old baby. She's disabled. And her husband, I don't know, the baby's daddy, basically took off and is gone and left her to try to survive on her own. So she goes around selling whatever she can, little bananas, lottery tickets. Twin did his good deed for the day and bought her 2 bottles of milk for the baby.
Buy 3 more.
All right, we'll say bye to our friends, our new friends. Okay, bye-bye. Off to the market we go. Hello, I say hello, America.
Hello, America.
Someday I will go there,
Hope
right?
to see you one day.
Okay, I hope so. This guy speaks perfect English and he taught himself.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, enjoy your vacation.
Thank you. At least we were able to make one person's day today. She was pretty happy, I'm sure.
We're gonna check out this place. It's Cho Dam or Dam Market. It's the largest in Nha Trang. We're just going to take a quick walkthrough just to check it out. We're kind of shopped out from all the markets in Saigon.
I thought only the Thais rock the elephant pants. Guess they do that here in Vietnam too.
If you visit here, come during the weekday if possible. There will be less people, better prices, and you won't have to negotiate and so on. Except for small trinkets and most prepared food items, negotiate everything. Smile, be courteous, and respectful when negotiating. And most importantly, have an idea of what you should spend for what you are wanting to buy. There are a lot of interesting hotels off of this Nha Trang Beach Road. This one has 2 glass pools. The lower level pool has just got a glass front, but this upper level has got like a glass bottom and a glass front. I'm sure it's a pretty penny to stay at this hotel. The Hyatt Regency opened very recently. It's the first Hyatt brand in Nha Trang and is every bit of a 5-star resort hotel. Well, we're heading to the Sailing Club restaurant and bar for a drink and appetizers before dinner. It's right off the beach and a great place to hang out. I saw this place on my morning beach run. Besides a happy hour drink, I need to check this place out for breakfast. This is our view from our table. This place is like right off the beach. There's nothing more relaxing to me than just hanging out at the beach and just listening to the ocean.
So here's our dinner spot for the night. Ga Fong. It was recommended, it was recommended by one of the ladies at the massage place. She was, I think it's a real local place here. Absolutely no tourists, obviously, but It's a local. It's a northern type of cooking. So there's the first dish, chicken.
Only dish.
Or the only. Oh, the only dish.
Sold
Never-
out all the chicken.
Oh, they sold out all the chicken. So.
Anh miến. Miến. Đó. Miến. Còn hai nữa miến không?
So this
Một
is.
vermicelli rồi thôi. Okay, một hai.
They open at 4, and it's what 6:30, 7 o'clock. It's about 7, and they're already sold out. This is all they have. This is the vermicelli
Oh my
noodles.
god, it's so good.
Really?
Oh, that looks good.
Lime in it.
This lady's the owner, cook, everything in between. So they're normally open from like 4:30 to 10, but obviously when they get sold out, they close up shop and they're packing it up, calling it a night. Oh my God, that was so good. That was awesome. The chicken was like cooked perfectly. Even the white meat was just really moist. And the flavor was unbelievable. Mix that in with some of the salt and the pepper with the lime. Oh my God, that's a meal. And the vermicelli soup was really good too. It had a real nice taste, a real good taste. The yellow rice, I forget what they call that. A sweet rice, I think. That was good, but I'm not a big fan of mung beans, so I didn't really care for it that much. Check this bus out. So these buses like this right here, they're sleeper buses. So these are beds in there instead of seats, and they're called night buses, and they only run at night. Here's another sleeper bus. If you look inside, you can see people lying down in there. Who says a scooter can't be used as a family car? I've seen them put like the whole family, mom, dad, 2 kids, stack of groceries in these things.
This is called the Western Quarter area. It has lots of like nightlife, Western style bars, international restaurants, and hostels. We'll take a look around and we'll call it a night here.
Walking back to the hotel, some Grab drivers just drives up alongside of me as I'm walking on the main street right behind me on this beachfront road, and starts going, hey, you know, and shows me a picture of this one girl on his phone. And I'm saying, you like? And I just kind of ignored him, and he just kept on, he's pretty aggressive, just kept on asking me, and, you know, and finally he goes, hey, 500. I'm not sure what 500 meant, as far as what he meant by 500, but I would think 500,000, $500,000.
Little bigger wave action this morning. 2 to 3 footers, but all closeouts. Maybe if the tide was up, it might be surfable. Yeah, it's a typical type beach break. I saw some kite surfing when we first came into town. I haven't seen any kite surfing or surf shops though. I'm told there's a decent surfing action that happens in Nha Trang, but I'm not seeing or feeling a big surf culture here. I don't know. Maybe it's all dependent on storms in the South China Sea. Okay, enough of this. Time for some boko for breakfast at the Sailing Club restaurant. It's where we had happy hour drinks and appetizers yesterday afternoon. Boko is a Vietnamese beef stew. I love the tenderness of the braised beef, and it's one of my favorite Vietnamese meals. It can be served with a bowl of noodles, rice, or in this case, a baguette. What makes this different is the raw egg in the boko. This is the first time I've seen it that way. It's not an overly large serving, which is good because we're having banh mi for lunch today at a very popular banh mi restaurant.
That was a pretty good breakfast. The one thing I wished was that the boko, the beef stew that I had, was a little hotter. Everybody said the same thing, but it was a new twist with the apla in it, the egg. The egg was actually pretty good. It made it nice and creamy with the bread, you know, the baguette. That made it really good. And the taste was great. The meat was perfect as far as the tenderness goes. I mean, the price you pay was a little bit more than what you would normally pay, but you know, you're paying for the environment, right? The atmosphere that it has, sitting on the beach and everything else. You want Saigon, you want Da Nang, you want to take a tour. If you're in Saigon, you're in Da Nang, you want to take a tour around, especially Nha Trang, you got to talk to this guy right here.
Saigon, Nha Trang, Da Nang. That's me.
Yeah,
I'll take you around, show you around the way it should be.
yeah. So it could be like a guys only tour, women only tour, family tour. But I would not trust any woman with this guy. Okay. So, well, hey, all you gotta do.
Ouch.
Ouch. Hey, he knows the area. Been living here. Speaks perfect English. Of course, he was educated in the U.S. So how long you lived in Vietnam?
20 years.
20 years. So 20 years. He was 20 years in Vietnam. Lived in Japan. Lived in Singapore. Lived in Thailand. They lived pretty much everywhere around Asia. Good guy to know. So if you ever need to know, just send a comment.
Contact this guy.
Yeah, put a comment below. I'll get you in touch with Twin.
We're getting takeout from Banh Mi Pham for lunch. It's a short walk from our hotel, a very popular place with tourists. Banh Mi is a Vietnamese sandwich. It's just as iconic as pho, and I know I pronounced that incorrectly. Well, whatever. The prices there are reasonable, and the sandwiches, they average about $2 each. Eating is tight, so don't expect to have a relaxing sit-down meal there. There's always a line at Banh Mi Pham. It's 10:30, so hopefully the queue isn't too long. We should be there shortly. As expected, there's still a line. Not as bad as earlier this morning when I came by on my morning run. We are getting the mixed grilled meatballs and pork belly barbecue sandwiches. They don't take phone orders, so you need to show up in person.
From the outside, it looks pretty good. It's not like really packed with the pickles and the jalapenos and the normal stuff that we get at home, but it does look pretty good, and the bread feels nice and crunchy, but yet soft. Yeah, so this banh mi is more like a fusion banh mi. It's not like a really authentic, but it does have a good taste and it is crunchy. But if you're looking for like your authentic type of banh mi, this one wouldn't be the one for you. But if you're looking for something a little different, this is a good place.
There's one that's called Banh Mi Hai San, which is 4 shops away, right in the corner.
Yeah.
That one more authentic.
Yeah, so Dino says Banh Mi Hai San. It's about 4 shops away, a lot more authentic, but it is a good taste.
Our last dinner in Nha Trang. Tuan Key is where we are eating tonight. I'll zoom in on the address. And their specialty is the sui cow. It's basically a 1-ton soup noodle. This place is like really busy. There's a pretty lengthy queue to get in, and every seat is taken. It's only like 6:30 p.m. The good news is, like most Vietnamese restaurants, it's you eat and you leave, so they turn the tables over pretty quickly. I don't think the wait's going to be too long. I'll take a look at the menu. Okay, if you don't speak Vietnamese or Cantonese, you're going to need to break out the Google Translate. The owners are from District 5 in Saigon, which is Chinatown, so they speak Cantonese. English is not spoken here, and there are no pictures or an English menu. I just realized it's all locals here, and there's no tourists. Can't go wrong with the prices here. They look really good. A bowl of wonton noodles with an add-on and a Coke cost a little over $3. How do you beat that deal? This is like a non-stop assembly line operation here. They are crazy busy, and I'm told it's like this from the time they open to when they shut down. Besides the restaurant dine-in orders, they do a lot of grab food delivery orders too.
So what I got was this soy cow char siu. So there's the barbecue, like the in Thai we would call this mudang, but it's basically char siu, barbecue pork, Chinese barbecue pork, Of course, the wonton and the noodles are like the egg noodle type. It's like the banh mi noodle type. You can get this with other type of fillings with like liver or what is it, pork liver and some shrimp. But they're out of the liver, and I'm not I'm done with seafood for a little bit. So one thing I didn't realize this had in the soup or in the broth was this pork rind. Let's see if I can grab this. I'm trying, okay?
I thought I put it in here. That's
I'm trying. Doing this by myself. Anyway, it's this pork rind.
The noodles, it's not
It's really good. It adds a lot of flavor into the soup. The noodles is like perfectly cooked, just at the right, just al dente, so perfect. The soup base, very very tasty on the soup base. Ooh, that was a really good meal. So they open at 3:30 here, and by 6:30, they're sold out of several of the condiments or some of the added some of the additions that they have, except for like the char siu and obviously the wonton. So now it's like almost 8 o'clock, and they're pretty much sold out of everything except the noodles and the wonton. And they're gonna be sold out of that pretty darn soon too. I think the way it's going. What I didn't know is that so the wonton noodles, you could get these wonton noodles dry without the soup if you'd like, or they could put the soup on the side. Me, if I had known that, I would have had the soup on the side because that's what I prefer. 9:30 is their closing time, and here it is, like 10 after 8, completely sold out, and they are done. Whatever's they always reserve enough food for the workers, and that's it. So they are done, and they're closing up shop. What sippy cup? I don't need a sippy cup. I can handle this on my own. Oh, a little breezy down to the beach tonight. Well, we're gonna just sit down, have a little beer. I got myself let me see if you can see it. Heart of Darkness. It's actually a local brewery. I like sitting here at the beach, just watching the waves go by. Let's see if I can flip this camera around. And here's what I'm viewing. You can see Vin Pearl Island in the background. That round circle thing with lights, that's the Ferris wheel. The rest of Nha Trang down that way. Lights way out in the distance on the water. Those are fishing boats. All right, so much for Nha Trang. We're going to be heading to Hanoi tomorrow. Twin over here. Hey, Twin is going to be heading back to Saigon.
Rooster beer.
A little Rooster beer, right? What's that, the IPA?
IPA.
All right, how is it?
Good.
Okay. Yeah, this Rooster beer is actually pretty good here in Nha Trang. So yeah, we're heading to Hanoi tomorrow. We're going up to, going to meet my buddy Dan, Nine Fish up there, and his Thai girlfriend, Mon. All right, well, we're just going to call this a night and call this a day for Nha Trang. I'm sure we'll be back. It's a great area. All right, well, good night, and we'll see you on the next one. Please like and subscribe. Aloha.